On this video, I am going to be looking at Genesis 1:9 and following, and I'll be looking at the Hebrew, reading it, and doing a grammatical analysis. We'll start with the Hebrew, followed by vocabulary, and then brief grammatical analysis phrase by phrase, along with a translation and commentary. Verse 9, we're moving on to day 3 of creation. It reads, Vayomer Elohim yikavu hamayim mitachat hashamayim el makom achad v'tera'eh hayabasha vayehi chen. And God said, let the waters be gathered together from under the heavens unto one place, and let the dry land be seen, and it was so. As we look at vocabulary, kava is a verb meaning together, together. Makom is a noun meaning place. Yabasha is another noun meaning dry land. So we read phrase by phrase now and look at the grammar. Vayomer Elohim. We've seen these forms before in day 1 and day 2. Vayomer again is the cow imperfect third masculine singular from Amar, and notice it's a pay aleph verb, and God said, Yikavu hamayim, let the waters be gathered together. Yikavu is from the root kava. Notice it's a final lamed hey root verb. Historically, it would have read something like yin kavu, because it is a nifal. Notice yin kavu became yikavu, where the noon assimilated in the kof, causing a doggish forte. And this again is the nifal stem, or some would call it the in stem, and it is used in a passive way most of the time. Especially here, we're seeing it as passive. So nifal is the stem. So yin kavu, as we said, became yikavu, where the noon of the stem has assimilated into the kof. So we're looking again at a nifal imperfect third masculine plural here, yikavu, from the root kava. Notice this is a final hey root, where the hey has elided or dropped out. One of the things to notice here again is the nifal imperfect is a passive, as we've said, let the waters be gathered together. That is, the waters are being acted upon. And notice here, as we look at the nifal imperfect, we have an IA initial vowel pattern. Notice we have a hirik under the yod, followed by a long a comment. So we have the AI pattern, a hirik, followed by the doggish forte in the kof, which, as we've said, showing that a noon has assimilated, and we have an AI vowel pattern, let the waters be gathered together. We have a jussive idea, an imperfect command. So let the waters be gathered together. Mitachat ha-shamayim. Mitachat means from under the heaven. Min tachat becomes mitachat, where the noon of the preposition has assimilated into the tav. And then it reads on, let the waters be gathered together from under the heaven, el makom achat, into one place. Notice, makom here is a noun meaning place, and el is simply a preposition under one place. Literally, I don't believe he's simply saying the waters were only located in one place, but in the one place where God wants them to be, looking at a plural in a singular thought, in the place where God wanted them to be, in one place. But Tera'eh hayabashah, the next phrase reads, and let the dry land be seen. Notice V'tera'eh is from the root ra'ah. The form here is another nifal or in stem. What is happening here historically is that it would have read tin ra'eh, and since the resh could not take a noon here, and hence could not cause a doubling in the resh, since the resh is like it cannot double. And so what we have here is what we call compensatory lengthening. From an I, tin ra-a. Resh is like a guttural, cannot double. Tin ra-a becoming te ra-a. In other words, to compensate for the loss of the noon. The noon drops out, and we have what we call compensatory lengthening, from a hirig to etc. Again, you have you still have the same vowel pattern in this nifal imperfect, the IA pattern, showing that it is a nifal stem in the imperfect. So we read it then as a nifal imperfect, third feminine singular, from the root ra'ah, where the vav turns it over and puts it into the past again. So let the dry land be seen. And it has a jussive idea in this imperfect, like a command. So what we're looking at here then is the miracle of God causing dry land to appear and the waters moving away. Hayabashah, by the way, simply means the dry land. The definite article in ha followed by yabashah, meaning dry land. And it concludes Vayehi chen, and it was so. Vayehi is from the root haya, again, where the hay has dropped out. It's the cow imperfect, third masculine singular from haya, and it was thus or so in the adverb chen. So we would translate it, and God said, let the waters be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land be seen. And it was so. Notice here, the Lord sends the waters to the one place, that is, a collective singular, to their place of abode by his mighty word. At the Exodus, and this is sort of preparatory for the Exodus in one sense. At the Exodus, the Lord causes the water of the Red Sea, or Yam Suf, read the Sea of Reeds, to obey his word in saving his people. In the New Testament, giving it a New Testament application, Jesus commands the waters by his word, showing his equal divinity with God, with Elohim, being co-equal with God as we read the New Testament.